A lot of people moving to the Twin Cities think they're researching Minneapolis. Really, they're researching the version of Minneapolis that only exists online. Photos make it look simple, search results make the decision really obvious. A few neighborhood names keep showing up, and before the buyers even get here, they already think they know where they should live. Then the visit happens, the house feels older than the listing made it look, parking's not easy as expected, a neighborhood that seemed perfect on the map feels totally different in person. Suddenly, the mistake becomes clear. Most relocation buyers do not get Minneapolis wrong because they failed to search. They get it wrong because they researched the wrong things. So today I'm breaking down the biggest misconception people have before moving to Minneapolis, what actually surprises buyers once they arrive, and how to study the city in a way that protects you from regret. Before we get into it, think about this. Are you researching Minneapolis based on what looks good online, or based on how your life would actually work here? Because those are two completely different searches. Misconception number 1, Minneapolis is one lifestyle. This is the first place buyers go wrong. They talk about Minneapolis like it has one personality. It does not. Living close to downtown feels different from living near the lakes. A quieter resident pocket creates completely different routine than a busier area with restaurants nearby. Other parts feel slower, more neighborhood driven, and more settled. That matters because you are not choosing one city experience. You are choosing one version of Minneapolis. A buyer who wants walkability may end up disappointed if the area still requires more driving than expected. Someone who wants peace and space might feel overwhelmed if they choose a location with too much activity around them. Another person may want restaurants and movement nearby, then accidentally land somewhere that feels too removed from the lifestyle. None of those buyers necessarily picked a bad area. Each one picked without understanding the daily rhythm. That is the real mistake. Instead of asking, should I move to Minneapolis? Ask, what version of Minneapolis fits the way I actually live? That question alone immediately improves your search. Misconception number 2, the highlight reel is the real city. Online, Minneapolis looks like lakes, skyline views, patio, trails, coffee shops, and beautiful streets. All that exists. Here's the problem. The highlight reel does not show you your Tuesday morning. A listing photo will not show you how annoying parking feels after work. Map screenshots cannot explain whether errands are convenient. Pretty summer footage does not show you how your routine feels in January. Relocation buyers often fall for the exciting parts first. Then everyday life starts asking harder questions. Where are you buying groceries? How often will you be driving? Will your commute feel manageable 3 months after moving? Can you handle the parking situation? Does the area support your work from home routine, your social life, and your budget at the same time? Those questions are not as fun as looking at home photos. They are the questions that keep buyers from regretting the move. Minneapolis can absolutely be the right fit. Still, the right fit is not based on the weekend version of the city. It comes from understanding what your normal week would feel like once the novelty wears off. What originally made you start looking at Minneapolis? Maybe it was the lakes. The city energy might have pulled you in. For some buyers, walkability, older home, being close to everything started the search. Drop that in the comments, because most buyers have that one reason that started the whole process. Once you know what attracted you first, you can test whether the reason still makes sense in real life. Misconception number 3, updated means lower maintenance. This one catches a lot of first-time buyers. Minneapolis has a lot of older homes. That can be a major advantage. You can find character, mature streets, established surroundings, and architecture that newer suburbs do not always offer, yet older homes can come with details you need to understand. A home may have a beautiful kitchen and still need work elsewhere. Fresh paint can distract from an awkward layout. Staging might be hiding limited storage. Newer floors do not always mean that the mechanicals, insulation, windows, roof, and basement are where you want it to be. That is not meant to scare you away from the older homes, it should make you look closer. When buyers relocate from markets with newer housing stock, Minneapolis homes can feel very different in person. Rooms may be smaller, closets can surprise you, basements matter more than expected. Heating, windows, and winter performance becomes part of the real cost. So the better question is not, does that home look updated? A smarter buyer asks, what will that home require from me after closing? That one question changes the entire showing. You stop reacting to only finishes. Instead, you start evaluating whether the house fits your budget, tolerance, and lifestyle after moving in. Misconception number 4, the map tells you enough. Relocation buyers love maps because maps feel clear. Unfortunately, Minneapolis does not always work the way a map makes it look like. Every mile is not equal. A short distance can feel easy in one direction and frustrating in the other. Some things may look close to downtown but still feel inconvenient in your actual routine. Another area may appear slightly further out, yet works better because road access, errands, parking, and commute flow. That is why the map can trick people. It gives distance, your life needs function. A remote worker may care more about space, quiet, light, and nearby errands than downtown access. Someone commuting every day needs a different search strategy. A buyer who goes out often should think carefully about how easy that lifestyle would be during the week not only the weekends. Winter adds another layer. A drive that feels easy in September may feel very different when it's dark, cold, or snowy. This does not mean you need to overcomplicate the search. It means you need to test a routine before trusting the map. Drive it, time it, picture it on a normal workday. Imagine doing it when the weather is not ideal. That is how you avoid buying a house that looks well located online but feels frustrating once you live there. Misconception number 5. Walkability means the same thing as everywhere. A lot of buyers say they want walkability. That word gets used consistently when people do not always mean the same thing. For some buyers, walkability means restaurants, coffee, groceries, and errands nearby. Others just want sidewalk, parks, and comfortable places to walk the dog. Someone else may picture barely using a car. Those are completely different explanations. Minneapolis has walkable pockets, but the experience changes by area, block, season, and lifestyle. You may be close to restaurants, but not close to groceries. A neighborhood might feel great for summer walks, but less practical during the winter. Some areas work well for recreation, while daily errands still require driving. That distinction matters because buyers sometimes pay extra for a lifestyle they do not actually use. Be honest about what you want. Do you truly want to walk for your daily life? Or do you like the idea of walkability because it sounds convenient? Neither answer is wrong. One answer may save you money. The other may point you towards a very specific area. The search gets easier once you define the word yourself. Here is a real one. What would bother you more after moving? Find out the house needs way more work than expected, or realizing the neighborhood does not match your routine? Comment house or neighborhood, because that answer says a lot of how you should approach Minneapolis. Misconception number 6. Best neighborhood list will solve the search. This might be the most dangerous shortcut. Buyers search the best neighborhoods in Minneapolis. A few names show up over and over. Suddenly, those places become the entire search. That creates 2 problems. First, the most talked about areas may not match your budget. Second, someone else's best may have nothing to do with your life. A neighborhood can be amazing and still be wrong for you. If you need quiet evenings, a high activity area may feel draining. When your budget is tight, chasing the most searched pockets can create frustration fast. If home conditions matter more than location, your search should look different from someone prioritizing restaurants and nightlife. Better question creates better results. Where does your budget actually feel comfortable? Which area supports your routine? How much maintenance can you handle? Would you rather sacrifice space, location, or updates? Does Minneapolis still make sense, or should St. Paul also be a part of the conversation? That last question matters more than buyers expect. A lot of people begin with Minneapolis because it's the name they know. After comparing pace, housing, budget, and daily comfort, St. Paul sometimes becomes a serious question. That does not mean you should abandon Minneapolis. It means you should not eliminate other parts of the Twin Cities before you understand the lifestyle difference. Your goal is not to win a generic ranking. You're trying to find a place where your normal life feels right. The biggest Minneapolis mistake happens before buyers even visit. They build a decision from listing photos, short videos, search results, neighborhood lists, and assumptions. Then real life walks in and changes the question. Home condition matters, commute patterns matter, winter changes routines, neighborhood feels more personal, budget affects comfort more than buyers want to admit. That is why the smartest relocation buyers do not just search Minneapolis. They research how their life would function inside of Minneapolis. One search gives you information, the other gives you clarity. What to do before you visit. Before you fly in or schedule showings, build a real life checklist. Start with your regular week, not your ideal weekend. Where will you work? How often will you go downtown? Do you need walkabilities for errands or only for recreation? Would an older home excite you or stress you out? What monthly payments still let you enjoy your life? Which matters more, location, space, condition, or convenience? Once those answers are clear, your visit becomes much more productive. You are no longer touring random homes and hoping something will click. Instead, you are testing whether each area actually supports your life. That is the difference between being impressed during a showing or being happy after closing. Minneapolis can be an incredible place to live. It can also surprise you if you only know the online version. Do not choose based only on photos, popular neighborhood lists, or places everyone mentioned first. Look at the routine, study the housing stock, think through winter. Compare the lifestyle you want against the lifestyle each area actually gives you. This is how you make a confident decision. If you're relocating to the Twin Cities and trying to figure out whether Minneapolis fits your budget, routine, and long-term plan, feel free and reach out. This is exactly the kind of decision I help buyers work through before they actually make the move. And if you want more Twin City videos that go deeper than the surface level relocation advice, make sure you subscribe. I will keep breaking down Minneapolis, St. Paul, first-time buyer tips, relocation strategies, and what living here actually feels like before you decide where to land.